And if you don't know how to get every single mark in Paper 1 IGCSE Business, now you know. And in this video, I'm going to be guiding you through Paper 1 walkthrough of the Specimen paper. And these are the color codes for the rest of the video, which is yellow for knowledge, green for analysis, blue for application, and orange for evaluation. Let's get started. Define factors of production, which is the resources that a business needs to be able to produce goods or services. That's 2 marks. One for saying resources and the other for saying to produce goods and services. Question B. Outline 2 ways the appreciation of country X's exchange rate might affect TGD when exporting its products. Way 1. Primary sector businesses will experience less exports. This is 1 knowledge mark for saying less export and 1 application mark for saying primary sector businesses as it appears in the case study. If you want to know more about application, the link is in the description below. TGD may have to find a new market for its gold, and the knowledge mark is the new market and the application mark is gold. As we see, there's gold in the case study. Question C. Explain 2 ways TGD's business activities might negatively affect the environment. Way 1. Air pollution. This is caused by the primary sector activities by TGD, which may damage the overall health of the local community, which may lead to future health problems. Way 2. The depletion of natural resources. This means that there will be less resources available, which will not be available for other purposes, as TGD continues to dig for gold. As you can see, 2 knowledge points for the identifications of Way 1 and Way 2. I have used different application points in the same question. So for Way 1, I have used primary sector activities, and for Way 2, I have used gold. And the impact of Way 1, which is air pollution, is future health problems. And the impact of Way 2, which is depletion of natural resources, is that these resources will not be available for other purposes. Question D. Do you think the advantages for TGD of introducing new technology are greater than the disadvantages? Justify your answer. The advantages of technology will reduce the number of employees required to work at TGD. This means that they will save money on labor costs, which will increase their working capital and profit margins for their gold mines. So as you can see, the knowledge to this is reduce the number of employees. The impact of the reduction of the employees is that they can save money on labor costs and increase their working capital. And then the application point is gold. The disadvantage of technology is that it may cause significant demotivation within the company, as the current 3,000 employees' job may be at risk. This will lead to absenteeism, which will cause inefficiencies at TGD by disrupting workflows and project timelines. So the knowledge point here is demotivation, and the impact of demotivation is absenteeism and disruption of workflows, and the application point is 3,000 employees. I think the advantages of technology outweighs the disadvantages, as TGD can use technology to automate its production, which will lead to greater output. Despite the potential problem of demotivation, this is eliminated as the increase in output is able to help TGD expand its operation, which produces more jobs. So we have chosen a side which is that the advantages are greater than the disadvantages, and the justification is that technology will be able to automate its production, which will lead to greater output. And then we have justified it further by saying, well, there is demotivation, but this is eliminated as the increase in output can help it to expand, which produces more jobs. Question 2a. Define dynamic pricing. When a business uses flexible pricing for products based on market demand. 1 mark for saying flexible and the other saying market demand. Use table 2.1 to calculate the value of X and Y. So the value of X is minus $300, which is the opening balance, which is minus 1,300. minus the closing balance, which is minus 1,600, which gives us the answer of minus 300. And for y, the answer is $1,500, and this is calculated by knowing the cash inflow, which is $2,000, minus a certain number equals 500. And that certain number is $1,500. Identify one cash inflow and one cash outflow a business might have. Cash inflow, money from cash sales, and cash outflow, payment to suppliers. Question C. Explain one advantage and one disadvantage of Oscar using leaflets to advertise his business. Advantage: contains detailed information. This means that there will be lots of useful information that will inform potential customers about the nursery, which they may need to know. So the knowledge point is contains detailed information, and the impact of this is that it will inform potential customers, and the application point is nursery. Disadvantage: people may throw leaflets away. This means that the business will be wasting money and resources which could be used elsewhere to benefit the children. Aged 1 to 3. The knowledge point was people may throw leaflets away, and the impact of that is that it could waste money and resources which could be used elsewhere, and the application point was children aged 1 to 3. Question D. Explain two factors Oscar should consider when deciding on a suitable source of finance for his business. Which factor is likely to be the most important? Justify your answer. Factor 1. The cost of financing. If the cost is high, this means that it will cost Oscar more money, which will increase expenses. This will lead to less money available for other business operations, such as advertising the business. The cost of financing was the knowledge point for factor 1, and the impact of this is that it could increase expenses. This means less money available for other business operations, which is the impact, and the application is advertising the business. Factor 2, the length of the loan. If the nursery is purchasing non-current assets, Oscar will require a long-term loan as these assets are usually highly valued, which will require a longer time to pay back. So the knowledge point here is the length of loan, and the analysis is that the requirement of the loan needs to be longer due to highly valued assets, and the application is nursery. The most important factor is the cost of financing. This is because the loan will remain regardless of the financial performance of Oscar's business, which can negatively affect its working capital. The length of loan is not as important as it only changes the timing of the repayment, but the high cost of financing will cause cash shortages regardless of the duration. So as you can see, I've picked a side, which is the most important factor is the cost of financing, as the loan will remain regardless of the financial performance. That's my justification. Then I further justified by saying that the length of loan is not as important as it only changes the timing, and then I justified further that the high cost of financing will cause cash shortages regardless of the duration. Question 3. A. Calculate labor productivity. Show your working. The answer is 5,000 units per employee. This is 400,000 units divided by 80. Question B. Outline two reasons why it is important for HLC to have business objectives. Reason 1. It provides a clear target when making chocolate. And reason 2. It helps motivate employees in the factory. So for reason 1, the knowledge point is the clear target, and for reason 2 is to motivate employees. And for application, I have chocolate and factory, which are different and does not appear in the case study. Question C. Explain two reasons why high quality might be important for HLC. Reason 1. Maintaining a good reputation. Due to high quality chocolate, consumers will continue to buy from HLC, which will also increase its brand loyalty. The knowledge point is maintaining good reputation, and the impact of this is that consumers will continue to buy their chocolate, and the application here is chocolate. For reason 2 is that they are able to charge a higher price, and the brand reputation will be able to increase, which will increase their profit margins. So the knowledge point in reason 2 is charge a higher price, and the analysis point here is that the brand and reputation will increase, which increases their profit margin. As you would have realized, there is no application point here. So what I'm going to do is, quote unquote, shoehorn it in. Watch this. And right at the end here, I've said for the private limited company. And that will get you a mark. Question D. Do you think the advantages to HLC of horizontal integration are greater than the disadvantages? Justify your answer. Integration could provide HLC with a larger customer base. With a larger quantity of consumers, this will increase its revenue from selling chocolate. However, the other business may have different ways of working, which could demotivate HLC's 80 employees at the factory. Now, our knowledge point here is that the advantages of horizontal integration is that there is a larger customer base, and the impact of this is that they can increase its revenue from selling more chocolate, which is our application point. However, other businesses may have different ways of working, which is a knowledge point, and this could be demotivating for the employees, which is a direct impact of the knowledge point for its 80 employees, and this is the application point. Now moving on to the evaluation. The disadvantage is greater because demoted employees could result in lower quality products being made, which could damage HLC's reputation. And the potential of a large consumer base is eliminated, as a bad reputation is likely to result in fewer customers wanting to buy its products. Now, we have chosen a side that the disadvantages are greater than the advantages because of demotivation, therefore resulting in lower quality. This is a justification. And the evaluation further justifies that a bad reputation is likely in fewer customers, which means less products purchased. Question 4a. Identify 2 disadvantages for the country when an MNC is located. Disadvantage 1, increased competition. Disadvantage 2, repatriation of profits. These are 2 knowledge points. Question B. Identify 4 reasons why some markets have become more competitive. Reason 1, fewer legal controls. Reason 2, improvements in transportation. Reason 3, increase in number of competitors. And reason 4, globalization. As a key word here is identify, and it's asking for 4 reasons. It is an additional 4 knowledge points. Question C. Explain 1 advantage and 1 disadvantage of ZRE using emails to communicate with suppliers. Advantage: written record. This means that there will be a written record of the important information about the clothes with the supplier. The knowledge point to this is the written record, and the impact of this is that they can store the important information on it for its clothes, which is the application point. A disadvantage: no guarantee of suppliers reading it. This means that products may not arrive on time, which may cause issues keeping up the changes in fashion by the multinational company. And the knowledge point here is no guarantee of suppliers reading it, and the direct impact of this is that products may not arrive on time, which will cause issues keeping up the change in fashion. And the last question: explain 2 methods of training ZRE might offer its employees to help them to provide good customer service, which is likely to be the best for ZRE to use. Justify your answer. Method 1, off-the-job training. This means that the employee will have the most up-to-date knowledge on fashion. More informed employees leads to better customer service. The knowledge point to this was off-the-job training, and the direct impact of this is that they will get the most up-to-date knowledge, and the application point here was fashion. For method 2, on-the-job training. This means that the trainer will be still working, which will not reduce their productivity selling clothes, allowing sales to be made. So the knowledge point here is on-the-job training, and the direct impact of on-the-job training is that it will not reduce the trainer's productivity levels. And the application point here is close. Off-the-job training is better than on-the-job training. This is because the employee can focus solely on the training from a specialist, leading to less mistakes in the shops. On-the-job training will pass bad habits onto the trainee. Employees will increase errors and reduce quality of service, which will lead to bad brand image and reputation for ZRE. So here we have picked a side, which is off-the-job training, as it allows them to receive training from a specialist and lead to less mistakes. And why on-the-job training is not good is because it can pass errors onto the employee, which could lead to a bad brand image and reputation for ZRE. I hope that helped. I hope you guys have a good day. Bye-bye.